The training grounds of the Orion Defense Academy were desolate at first light, a sprawling network of metal and glass structures carved into the edge of a barren asteroid. Cadet Lyra Kestrel moved swiftly across the uneven terrain, her pulse steady, though her eyes darted constantly. Reports had come in of alien predators infiltrating the perimeter, creatures unlike any simulation she had faced in her rigorous training. 10 of them, each a different species, each more lethal than the last. Lyra had always been exceptional, top of her class in both strategy and combat proficiency. But this was not a controlled exercise. The Predator units were real, sent by unknown forces to test or eliminate humans on the outer colonies. As she tightened her grip on her plasma rifle, a cold chill ran down her spine. Despite the danger, there was no room for hesitation. Her survival depended on precision and cunning. The first predator appeared silently above the ridge, a towering, insectoid figure with chitinous armor and 6 glowing eyes. Lyra ducked behind a fragment of abandoned machinery, firing a burst that struck its thorax. The creature screeched, recoiling, but it was only the opening move. From the shadows, 9 more emerged, a serpentine being with razor-sharp fangs, a quadrupedal brute whose claws could pierce reinforced steel, and others whose forms defied classification, each radiating menace. Lyra didn't flee. Instead, she activated her tactical visor, analyzing weaknesses in their gait, anticipating attack patterns. The first 3 hunters advanced, their movements synchronized as though rehearsed in some dark dance. Lyra rolled, leaping onto a higher platform, and unleashed a series of plasma grenades. Explosions erupted, scorching metal and rock alike. The predators fell, but only temporarily, regenerating faster than she had expected. Time became a distorted loop, seconds stretching as Lyra executed maneuvers she had practiced 1,000 times in simulations. One predator lunged from above, talons extended. She pivoted, slicing through its neck with a plasma blade she had fashioned herself. Another swung a tail that could crush stone. She ducked, rolling under it, and struck its skull with an energy baton. The battlefield became a blur of light and shadow, gunfire and claws, screams and hisses. Despite her fear, Lyra's mind was calm. She remembered the Academy instructor's words, "Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in spite of it." Her every movement was calculated, each strike precise. Slowly, predator by predator, she turned the tide. Her training had taught her to exploit the smallest openings, weak joints, soft tissues, momentary lapses in coordination. Hours, or perhaps minutes, time had no meaning, passed. One by one, the alien hunters fell. Lyra collected what remained of them, severing heads and cataloging them as proof of survival and victory. By the time the last predator lay motionless, the asteroid field was silent except for the hum of her life support system and the distant echo of alarms in the Academy. She stood over the final creature, panting, every muscle screaming from exertion. Blood, both human and alien, streaked her armor, a testament to the brutal ordeal. Yet there was no triumphal celebration in her heart. She felt a solemn respect for the adversaries she had overcome, acknowledging that without their challenge, her skills would remain untested. When she returned to the Academy Command Center, the senior officers greeted her in stunned silence. 10 alien predators, all neutralized. No human casualties. Lyra's tactical report detailed every engagement, every strike, every decision. Her analysis was meticulous, demonstrating not only survival but strategic mastery. Admiral Valen, a stern figure whose reputation for ruthlessness was matched only by his brilliance, studied the report. Cadet Kestrel, he said, his voice a mixture of awe and incredulity. "You've done what we thought impossible. 10 predators, alive and hunting. And you struck them down with precision unmatched by any operative in recorded history." Lyra nodded, still catching her breath. "Sir, they were formidable, but they underestimated human adaptability." The aftermath of the engagement sparked debate across the Interstellar Defense Network. Analysts studied Lyra's tactics, using simulations to understand how a single human cadet had outmaneuvered 10 genetically engineered alien hunters. Hollow recordings of the battle were broadcast for training, inspiring cadets across colonies to push beyond perceived limits. Yet Lyra herself remained introspective. She wandered the training grounds late at night, the severed predator skulls stored in containment units, a grim reminder of the cost of survival. She understood that these creatures, engineered or natural, were not mere enemies. They were teachers in their own right. Each strike, each maneuver, each calculated risk had imparted a lesson that no classroom could provide. Weeks later, Lyra was promoted, not just for surviving, but for demonstrating the capacity to think, adapt, and dominate under extreme conditions. She continued training others, imparting wisdom gained from combat that had tested every fiber of her being. And though peace returned to the outer colonies, whispers persisted, tales of the cadet who had faced 10 alien predators alone and emerged victorious, returning their skulls as a testament to human ingenuity and courage. Lyra never sought fame. She understood the deeper truth. The galaxy was vast, unpredictable, and often brutal. Survival demanded more than strength. It required knowledge, intuition, and the willingness to face fear without hesitation. The predators had challenged her body, her mind, and her spirit. She had prevailed not through recklessness, but through understanding, patience, and the relentless drive to protect what mattered. In quiet moments, she would study the containment units, reflecting on the faces of her fallen adversaries. Each skull was a story, a fragment of a civilization, a proof that even the dead could teach the living. Lyra vowed that, should humanity ever face the darkness beyond known space, she would meet it with the same resolve. 10 alien predators had tested her, and she had returned their challenge in kind. Humanity, through her, had survived. The Academy honored her deeds with a memorial chamber displaying her strategy maps, weapons, and recordings. Cadets visited, inspired and humbled, learning that courage alone was insufficient. It was knowledge, application, and adaptability that transformed fear into victory. And while the galaxy spun on, indifferent to individual struggles, Lyra Kestrel's name became a symbol of defiance and brilliance, proving that one determined human could alter the course of events, even against 10 predators engineered to kill. Even years later, when she trained new cadets on distant colonies, the story was told. 10 alien hunters attacked the cadet. She struck back, leaving their skulls behind. It was not just a tale of survival. It was a lesson in strategy, courage, and the boundless potential of the human spirit. And Lyra knew, deep within, that no matter what dangers lurked in the darkness beyond, humanity's resolve, if honed, tested, and fearless, would endure.